Peace and greetings, family. Once again, shalom, salam, namaste, hotep, rahubat, que paso. Any language which you know to equate to basically peace and greetings. Today is now July 23rd, 2017 AD on the Julian Gregorian calendar, and that's equivalent to the 25th day magnetic moon year 1438 AH, and that's a 13 moon calendar combined with a Marrakesh year. And the reason I use a Marrakesh year, AH being Anno Hijri, which is the year Prophet Muhammad sojourned to Medina, I use that because at least you can verify a man did something on that particular time, as opposed to this supposedly a mythical Jesus Christ, white man on the cross, that I don't acknowledge. That can't be verified that he even existed or done anything. So I use the Marrakesh year because at least you can verify that a flesh and blood man did something along with other flesh and blood men, but I just use that as a marker, a verifiable marker, Marrakesh year. So today the monologue today is going to be called the Affidavit of Facts to Federal Trade Commission in Washington, D.C. Affidavit of Facts to Federal Trade Commission in Washington, D.C. Many of you probably already seen the Affidavit of Facts Word document, which was sent to the Federal Trade Commission. If not, a copy should be attached to the email which sent you this YouTube video. Keep in mind, the very concept of an affidavit is to bring the truth out. The definition of the word affidavit, I believe it's Latin. Most law terms of importance are Latin. So affidavit, being Latin, means he asserts. He asserts. That's what affidavit is, and that's what the definition of affidavit is. Affidavits express truth. Nothing else. No speculation, no belief, no faith. Affidavits, you compile affidavits, is designed to bring the truth out. Truth is paramount to any lawful, productive society, or a society supposedly rooted in law. Truth is mandatory and paramount in that particular society. Where there is no truth, there is no justice. So truth and justice share the same space. They play off each other, mandatory. Where there's no truth, there's no justice. A society with no truth is an unjust society, which you currently have now. So corporations or corporate persons do not and cannot construct or compile an affidavit. I mean, that defies the logic, reasoning, and sanity right there. A corporate person can't do anything if they don't exist. let alone compile an affidavit. Only a real live flesh and blood person with a natural moral consciousness can formulate an affidavit, point for point, claiming that any other person has done anything to them at any time. Truth is expressed by means of an affidavit. This maxim at law, which I just mentioned, truth is expressed by means of an affidavit. That's what you call a maxim at law. And if you go to the back of any law dictionary, you see a whole lot of maxims at law that's been handed down, since history, that people go by, flesh and blood people go by. Anyway, the maxim, truth is expressed by means of an affidavit, is displayed at the very beginning of this particular Federal Trade Commission document to notify the respondents and anyone else that cares to view the document that truth is intended to be brought out by way of the word details in the document. Another maxim at law dealing with affidavit says, an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth. An unrebutted affidavit stands as truth. What this maxim is saying is that in the world of law, notice I emphasize in the world of law, not the world of fiction's color of law, fake rules and all that stuff, Wizard of Oz statutes. But in the world of law, an unchallenged or uncontested affidavit establishes the truth. Not how much money you spend or how many secret societies you're a part of or how much you can pay for a British bar attorney. Okay? In the world of law, I'll say that again, an unchallenged or uncontested affidavit establishes the truth. Law has been suspended and non-existent in North America for so long until people with a capital P, meaning a proper noun, not a corporation, a fictitious person, a person with a natural moral consciousness. Excuse me for a second. Pardon me. Law has been suspended and non-existent in North America for so long until people have no clue how to attain a lawful outcome, nor have they ever participated in a lawful court venue. This is the basis of the current lawlessness in North America. What people have been experiencing due to their superstitious beliefs is color of law, which equates to no law at all. One other maxim of law dealing with affidavits is one that says, indeed, no more than affidavits are needed to make the prima facie case. Indeed, no more than affidavits are needed to make the prima facie case. What this maxim is saying is that in the world of law, affidavits actually... What this maxim is saying that in the world of law, affidavits actually originate the case, which may require a matter to be brought forth in a court. Affidavits start the case. Nothing else. An affidavit begins the case, initiates the case, which may require a matter to be brought forth in a lawful court venue. Affidavits, therefore, are the foundational basis of controversy in any court case. Now remember, this is all in the world of law. Y'all didn't know this because you haven't been dealing in the world of law. You've been dealing in the world of lawlessness. Affidavits in the world of law start any and all case proceedings and or court processes, not hearsay from any third-party actors, such as police, who never have any first-hand knowledge about anything. Basically, no affidavit, no case. So this particular affidavit, which has been constructed to the Federal Trade Commission, is actually holding court on these unlawful devils. It's time to hold court. This is the time we're now in. It's time for the people, with a capital P, to hold court. And court is not in some brick and mortar building, at least not in their brick and mortar buildings. The cosmological universe is now holding court in order to facilitate justice against these criminal 1 to 5% parasites on this natural planet Earth, who have been ruling and controlling the sheep-like masses with their systems of non-disclosure, secrecy, concealment, and fraud by way of their legal trickery and legal slickery. You cannot expect the very criminals that are perpetrating all of this lawlessness to give you a fair court. So let me start out by giving you the definitions of the word court. Very important. The definitions of the word court. The definition of the word court is number one. The first definition is a forum of justice, or a building in which a form of justice sits in. Let me say that again. One of the definitions of court, C-O-U-R-T, is a forum of justice, or a building in which a form of justice sits in. Okay, and another definition of court is a play area for certain games. A play area for certain games. That's the second definition. Now, you've never heard these definitions in your whole life, which is part of our problem, the ignorance. But I'll say that one more time. Definition of court, number one. First definition of court: a form of justice, or a building in which a form of justice sits in. And the second definition is a play area for certain games. Play area for certain games such as basketball court, hockey court, tennis court, etc. All of these games, basketball, hockey, and tennis, are games of sport. And are they not played on a court? Basketball court, hockey court, tennis court? And in all of these games of sport, do you not have a game official, otherwise known as a referee, judging the game? Okay? So this lets you know there's different contexts to the word judge. A basketball court has a judge, known as a referee. Judging what? The game. They're not judging a form of justice, or a building in which a form of justice sits in. But they are judging something. So the so-called judges in these U.S. courts are not lawful judges. They're game officials and referees. Okay, they're not lawful judges in a lawful court venue. When you go to all these U.S. courts with the yellow fringe, gold fringe U.S. corporate trading banner flying in the back of the courtroom, and you see all of these so-called blacks, African Americans, being constantly sold up the river like commodities on the new and improved transatlantic slave trade, what court do you think is in operational effect? A form of justice, or a building in which a form of justice sits in, or a play area for certain games? To answer that, all you need to do is look at the parties listed on the court docket. Both the plaintiff person and the defendant person are artificial persons. I've already mentioned to you earlier and stated to you earlier that an artificial person cannot construct an affidavit of claim that anyone has done absolutely anything to it at any time, as in it cannot consciously assert anything. So you know what kind of courts they are that we're currently in due to our improper status at law. So absolutely all natural Asiatics in North America, which have been railroaded and who are still being railroaded as we speak, are victims of a wicked game, wicked sport. Just like O.J. Simpson, Mumia Abu-Jamal, Asada Shakur, Leonard Peltier, Jamil Al-Amin, and the list goes on and on and on. A lot of people do not know that the entire parole process, like the one O.J. just had, has been contracted out to a third-party corporation, just like the bail bond system, which means that you have all of these third-party actors who have absolutely no first-hand knowledge about anything, determining if someone is going to be free or not. So all of these in these U.S. commercial courts, all of these charges in these U.S. commercial courts are commercial charges against the artificial fictitious U.S. trade name by way of that artificial fictitious U.S. trade person on your state birth certificate trade agreements, in which you get a receipt of this fraudulent transaction by way of a birth certificate. If you look up the word certificate, you will see that a certificate is commercial paper which has been certificated for a commercial value. All of these commercial charges in these U.S. commercial courts have a commercial monetary sum amount that is due and owed, including the commercial crime of murder. And if you were lawfully disclosed of that charge amount, then you, the real flesh and blood, real live flesh and blood person, can discharge that amount on the private side through your private bond serial number on the back of your socialist slave security card. You know what they say, when you sign trade agreements that you don't understand, then you suffer. An entire race is being commercially slaughtered and physically exterminated for lack of knowledge as to what is actually going on. But we are some of the most holiest, holy roller, self-righteous, arrogant hypocrites on the face of the earth. And what do we have to show for it? We can't even fight our way out of a wet paper bag. Our status at law is still collectively like a 7-month-old infant, because that's what the black/African American race is in the world of law. Infants, dependents, wards, minorities, etc., who need to be taken care of like little helpless babies and desolate little stepchildren. What does the biblical scripture say? My people perish from what? The lack of knowledge, not lack of superstitious beliefs, not lack of worthless opinions, not a lack of shahada, trips to Mecca, church memberships, phony ghost revivals, etc. Perish for the lack of what? Knowledge. Anyway, we'll get back to that later. Let's get back on the subject of this affidavit to the Federal Trade Commission. If you would notice on this particular affidavit and others just like it, you would see that the affiant is presented as the all capital lettered artificial fictitious state created person, and the true affiant / affiant in fact is the real live flesh and blood person. We all know that an affiant cannot be an artificial fictitious corporate person or corporation. The affiant is displayed as the corporate person in this case to, number one, show that the U.S. matrix society in fact deals with public front artificial legal entities, and number two, to show the relationship of the U.S. person, U.S. artificial person, to the natural flesh and blood person bearing the same name. Remember that the person that was created and that is displayed in the grammatical style of all capital letters on your birth certificate is a U.S. trade name in which the artificial U.S. person is used as a U.S. vehicle or U.S. vessel to participate in a commercial transactions, otherwise referred to as trade, doing trade business with the bankrupt U.S. federal corporation, which was unconstitutionally created in year 1871. The information has already been shared with you all multiple various times that when you were naturally birthed out of your mother's natural womb, your natural birth, B-I-R-T-H, was immediately converted into a commercial birth, B-E-R-T-H, unbeknownst to the natural parents, mother and her father, and to the natural child. This results in multiple various fraud on that birth contract agreement, which is in fact a trade agreement. The secret shadow U.S. imposter government is trading on the high seas of commerce, otherwise known as Admiralty Maritime, also known as an Admiralty Maritime operation, unbeknownst to the people. If this is so-called a Christian society, why is there all of this non-disclosure, secrecy, lies, fraud, and deception going on? Why has this information not been taught in the public fool systems or the many various churches in which people catch the phony ghosts every Sunday? Anyway, we're going to take a firm look at the wording in this particular affidavit of facts to the Federal Trade Commission. And if you got the document, you can pull it up. It'll be easy for you to follow when you get the document and go through it as I go through it. Again, it should be attached to the email which sent you this particular video. At the very top of this document, it says notice to the agent is notice to the principal, and notice to the principal is notice to the agent. When you do affidavits, you must add this clause because corporations are known to have a front within a front within a front within a front to infinity. The corporation is a front itself. This is the basis for the current lawlessness in North America. When your government became a corporation, law was officially suspended. With this particular clause, notice to the agent is notice to the principal, and notice to the principal is notice to the agent. You are giving notice to all of the fronts at the same time, wherever they may be. You certainly do not have to have time to be chasing fronts all day. Continuing, affidavit of facts, and this particular affidavit displays these two maxims at law. At the top of the affidavit says truth is expressed by means of an affidavit, and an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth. It actually has three maxims. Then it says indeed no more than affidavits are necessary to make the prima facie case. So it's letting them know that the person, the affiant, the person who putting together this affidavit, intends to make a case. They're making a case, court, real court. Continuing, now the affiant, again, the name is listed as the all capital lettered state created name, and in parentheses it appropriately says U.S. person / /ens legis. Ens legis is Latin for creature of the law, because that's what it is. It's not a creature of the creator, or the creator / creatress made long time ago. It's a 14th Amendment concoction. It's a person made by the law. The law doesn't make any people, any flesh and blood people with natural moral conscience. The only thing the law can make, or only thing a government or entity can make, is an artificial person. So in parentheses it has U.S. person / in legis / sesui que trust. Okay, letting the respondents know exactly that you know what it is. It is a trust. Sesui que trust. Sesui que. It's like a French law term. You can look that up. C-E-S-T-U-I. Sesui. The second word is que. Q-U-E. Trust. It is a trust. And then the next line gives the Socialist Security Insurance account number. Okay, and it gives the last four. It gives the first 5 numbers as X's, all X's. Dash, the last number is displayed. The last 4 numbers is only displayed. But again, Socialist Security Insurance account number. Socialist, as in socialism. Socialist Security. In other words, that all caps qualifies for that number, not you, because they're doing everything through that person. And it is an insurance number. And what you pay insurance premiums, also known as Social Security. Continue, the next line, date of commercial corporate birth of a affiant person. All this is at the beginning of the document. The date of commercial corporate birth of a affiant person. You give the date that thing was created, AD, and you put in parentheses Julian Gregorian calendar. So again, you notifying them of when that state created person was created. And the next line says state birth instrument file number, which would be the number on your birth documents, on that birth certificate. Got to have some kind of number on it. State birth, and in parentheses, certificated security instrument file number. That's important to do, because it was a certificated security. Okay, it is a negotiable bank instrument. The next line says private bond serial numbers for corresponding Federal Reserve banks. Okay, and that number can be found on the back of your socialist slave security number. You know, if you change your name and you got another card, you want to put that one too. But understand that state created person is housed in one of the Federal Reserve 12 district banks. Okay, and you know, there's a private bond serial number which you can see yours by flipping over your Social Security card. Next line, continuing, place of commercial corporate registration of a affiant, U.S. Department of Commerce. Next line is place of commercial corporate bonding of a affiant, U.S. Department of Treasury. As you know, when you was birthed, you know that all caps called capital letter person was immediately bonded at the U.S. Department of what? Commerce, and it was immediately registered at the U.S. Department of Commerce, and immediately bonded at the U.S. Department of the Treasury. Then you skip a line, and the next line says the true affiant. Affiant, in fact, is your proper name, should be a proper person name. Oh, this ain't gonna matter if you're not in proper person. In other words, your name in upper and lower case letters, which is a proper proper format for a person's name. But again, this is not going to work if you still holding names Taylor, Johnson, Smith, Harris, McKinney. Okay, you're not in your proper person anyway. It's not going to work. All this got to do with you must be in proper person. See, we got two people to put in place, natural Asiatics, North America. Part of our damage is we got two dilemmas. You must get that flesh and blood person in proper status at law. You must. Those names never belong to you. Sheila Harris, Robert Smith, Harry Jackson. Those are known as Christian names, slave names. Okay, that's not who you are. You need a name correction, not a name change. You just need a correction. Pick a name and correct your name for that flesh and blood person, so you can be in proper person before you even try to move on law such as this. Okay. So when you do that, then the true finding fact would be that name, and in parentheses, sui juris, and proper person de jure. You know, you can't be sui juris and proper person de jure still holding the name of the colonial European Christian white slave master. Okay, you're out of line right there. You can't be that's identity fraud. You can't be conducting business in another man's name. You can't be doing anything else in another man's family name. You're clearly not honoring your foremothers and forefathers, and that's the basis of our problem. One of them, when you deal with the divine judgment, universal law. See, that's as above, so below. We got to get right with the universe before we step to these little flimsy, this little trickery in third dimensional form and physical form. That's nothing. I mean, you ain't right in the universe. You'll never be able to deal with the trickery of this, this whole legal system. You got to get right in the universe, and that's going to help you, support you in the dissipating these fraudulent contracts. As above, so below. The universe is the macrocosm, and it's third dimensional, this physical trickery is in the microcosm. So what that's saying is duality. You got to be right in the macrocosm as well as the microcosm. So your status got to be right in the universe. If you're going to try to get it right in this little third dimension mess here, this is nothing but something to do. But there's a method to do it. Anyway, continuing. If you are going to send this type of document, make sure that your return address reflects the all capital letter strawman name with the legal address reflecting either the U.S. Department of Commerce, where that state created entity was commercially registered, or the U.S. Department of Treasury, where the straw person was commercially bonded. So, your return address again should be the all capital letter name, and the address should reflect 1401 Constitution Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20230, if you're going to put the Department of Commerce. Now the respondents, when you make an affidavit, you need respondents. Someone to respond to an affidavit. If you're the affiant, affirming certain things, then you need a respondent. That's fair in the world of law, to give somebody a chance to respond. Even though in this case, they will not even be able to do it, they won't do it. But the respondents in this case is Inspector General Rosalind A. Inspector General Rosalind A. Mazer and Commissioner Terrell McSweeney, Federal Trade Commission. And of course, I send certified documents, USPS certified, and I list the mail number. Okay, and again, that doesn't alter your status, because if you're sending this information in the name of the straw man from either the Department of Commerce or Department of Treasury, then you can't negatively alter your status. You might still be using Federal Reserve notes, but that's going to change once you learn more. So this affidavit has been constructed in direct relation to previously sent a statement of claim sent to certain people. You know, there's a clause there that don't apply to you if you haven't sent that stuff in, which you haven't. Number one on this affidavit, point number one: Federal Trade Commission is a corporation. This is what is being affirmed here. Federal Trade Commission, in all capital letters, is a corporation serving as an agency of the United States Federal Corporation. And in parentheses, the U.S. Federal Corporation being unconstitutionally created in the year 1871 in Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. Number two, the current Inspector General for Federal Trade Commission is Rosalind A. Mason, and the current Commissioner is Terrell McSweeney. 3.3, the definition of trade as a noun is the business of buying and selling or bartering commodities, and the definition of trade as a verb is to engage in the exchange, purchase, or sale of goods. Number 4, the de jure United States of America Republic of 1788 was solvent as it functioned with substance-backed money, and the United States Federal Corporation of 1871 is insolvent as it operates with negotiable debt instrument fiat currency. See, that's what makes you solvent or insolvent, the kind of energy you exchange in money. Simple as that. Point number 5 on this affidavit: the United States Federal Corporation of 1871 utilizes state corporation agencies such as State of Ohio Corporation as opposed to Ohio State Republic, along with the many various sub-agency municipality corporations designated as corporate counties, such as County of Cook, corporate cities such as City of Chicago, corporate towns such as Township of Windsor, corporate boroughs such as Borough of Brooklyn, and corporate villages such as Village of Emerson. Number 6, the United States Federal Corporation of 1871 and all of its many various agents and sub-agents is a commercial business conducting commercial trade with its public citizens, in which the public citizens serve as U.S. traders on the U.S. commercial market in the payment of U.S. public debts and U.S. public obligations. Number 7, an artificial, fictitious, commercial, corporate U.S. person is commercially born in the United States Federal Corporation by way of a state birth trade agreement contract, which is totally undisclosed to the natural people. And it says non-disclosure is fraud. This is the kind of things that's being affirmed to these people in Washington, D.C. Number 8, affirmation number 8, the state birth trade agreement contract. Again, birth is spelled B-E-R-T-H. The state birth trade agreement contract, otherwise referred to as a certificate of live birth, is a negotiable certificated security financial instrument, and negotiable certificated security financial instruments are otherwise known as commercial paper, also known as a commercial item on the U.S. trading markets, commercial markets. Affirmation number 9, the artificial, fictitious, commercial corporate person listed on the state birth trade agreement contract, and in parentheses, which is displayed in the grammatical style of all capital letters, is a U.S. citizen, U.S. resident, U.S. subject, U.S. customer, U.S. consumer, U.S. constituent, etc. That's just letting them know that you know what that person is, what role it serves. Affirmation number 10, the natural person of native, indigenous, Asiatic, aboriginal descent, which have been, in parentheses, which have been modernly, colonially branded as the present-day Negroes, coloreds, blacks, African Americans, was frauded and manipulated into perpetually serving as surety for and accommodation party to the commercial corporate U.S. person. Affirmation number 11. The current Inspector General, this is important for you to affirm this. Definitely let them know you know what they're doing. The current Inspector General of Federal Trade Commission, identified as Rosalind A. Mazer, and the current Commissioner of Federal Trade Commission, identified as Terrell McSweeney, are unbeknownst to the natural people, sureties for and accommodation parties to artificial, fictitious, legal entity corporate persons, legally identified as and displayed in the all capital lettered grammatical styles reflecting Rosalind A. Mazer, all caps, and Terrell McSweeney, all caps, which means that their current respective positional capacities are illegal, illegitimate, non-valid, fraudulent, dishonest, unconstitutional, insane, criminal, deceptive, etc. Okay? Because what you all need to understand is everybody has an all caps. Everybody has the all caps. The only thing can interact with an all capital world, with a corporate world, is a corporate person. When the U.S. corporation was established in 1871, everything is a corporation. So when your government became a corporation, all of its sub-agencies and departments, the only thing that can deal with a corporation at any time is another corporation. That's when they concocted this 14th Amendment. So they created an artificial person, which was overlaid on you psychologically, so that can communicate with everybody else. So everybody has a state-created person. The president, your governor, your council, these preachers, they all have a state-created person with the same social security card with a bond number, and then that state-created person fills out for a 501c3 to start a church. That state-created person moves to be president. Okay? That state-created person fills out a job application. That state-created person does everything, any and everything. So for Rosalind Mazer and Terrell McSweeney to have all capital letter name transposed over them and running this Federal Trade Commission is fraud, among other things, whether they know it or they don't know it. If they don't know it, then they being taken advantage of, they being manipulated, which is not good in a so-called Christian society. And if they know what they're doing, it's fraud. See, that's the corruption that's taking place here. And some people don't even know what's happening. That's what makes this chaotically fraudulent. Again, in the so-called Christian, Jesus-loving, Holy Ghost world, where is it at? It don't exist. Continuing, affirmation number 12. The current president, CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the United States Federal Corporation, identified as your boy Donald J. Trump. Some say chump, some say gump, some say dump, some say rump, is unbeknownst to the natural people a surety for an accommodation party to an artificial, fictitious, legal entity corporate person, legally identified and displayed in the all capital letter grammatical style reflecting Donald J. Trump in all capital letters, which means that his current respective positional capacity is illegal, illegitimate, non-valid, fraudulent, dishonest, unconstitutional, insane, criminal, I emphasize that, criminal, deceptive, etc., etc., etc. Now that's your boy who come in the door like this damn rabid dog, mad animal, mad dog, rabid animal, cocky, all this damn caveman testosterone, where he gonna tell everybody what the hell to do, what they can do. He gonna tell the whole world what they can do and what the hell they can't do, like he got rabies and shit. Okay, but again, he always wants to pose as he's this brilliant businessman. Bullshit, bullshit, Donald Trump. Now you respond to this affidavit, which a copy went to the president. See, this is how I talk to these goddamn devils. I don't play with them. Okay, it's time to trump Donald Trump. You got the Trump card. Really checkmate his ass. It's time to checkmate him. Okay, now what is he doing? Did he ever close? Did he ever disclose since he been in that office that he has an all capital letter name transposed over his name, psychologically overlaid, which he's operating through? That's fraud. And he's so smart, he knows every goddamn thing else. You know he know it. There's some people who don't know it, but you know damn well he knows. All the degrees he got from England or wherever the hell he's from, the Nordic race, caveman race. And he's got degrees. He's in the secret society and he's a Mason. So he ain't stupid. I definitely ain't giving him the benefit of doubt being dumb. So where is this brilliant, honest businessman at, that he puts on a shirt and tie and come in front of you like he's so damn, like he was born so brilliant? It's bullshit. There's a saying that if you can't dazzle people with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. And he's the epitome of bullshit. Him and his whole Nazi scumbag administration. Because all of them got an all capital letter name transposed over their name, which they're operating through, which is fraud that they're not disclosing. But we talking about the CEO, baby. We talking about the chief. Okay, if he's fraudulent, you know everything under him is fraudulent. In other words, this whole 14th Amendment fraudulent empire is fraudulent. Straw man empire. And it's got to crash. It's got to come down immediately. The stench of this mess has gotten into the universe. Okay, it's a house of cards. That's what it is. You pull, you know, anybody built a house of cards before. That's all it is. This ain't no house of damn substance. Concrete. Brick and mortar building. It's a house of cards. Everybody who played cards before built a house made of cards, a structure. And if a strong wind come by, it blows it down. Or if you breathe too hard on the damn thing, it blows down. You got to start back over. So that's what the U.S. federal corporation is, a house of cards. And if you remember, they actually had a show on, well, I don't know if it was a movie, but I think it was a show, a series called The House of Cards. And if you look at their logo for that show, it was the U.S. trading banner flipped upside down, which means adversity at law. It's in adversity to the natural land and to the natural people of the natural land. Same thing Drew Ali did when you see him sitting with his legs crossed and he got two flags. He got the Moorish flag, then he got the U.S. flag upside down. Okay, what he's telling you is that this U.S. corporation is in adversity to the people, we the people, and adversity to the land. So your boy Donald Trump, I'm gonna say affirmation number 12 so y'all can understand what's been written to these devils, how I talk to them. You can put your tail between your legs and run up under the bed like a punk if you want. That's not what time it is. Damn it, the gods are at war. It's time to throw down what you got. You know, in the Bible, the story of Moses, and the Bible's full of very relevant stories, whether you get the morals out of them or not. But it's time to throw down, throw your rod down, throw your staff down. And if your rod devours my rod, and you got the golden brick, but if mine devours yours, the people gonna be the judge. It's time to throw down. Again, affirmation number 12. the current president, CEO of the United States, some say snakes, federal corporation, identified as Donald J. Trump, is unbeknownst to the natural people, unbeknownst, undisclosed, aka fraud, a surety for and accommodation party to an artificial, fictitious legal entity corporate person, legally identified as and displayed in the all capital lettered grammatical style reflecting Donald J. Trump, all capital letters. Which means that his current respective positional capacity, talking about your boy, Donald Gump, his capacity is illegal, illegitimate, non-valid, fraudulent, dishonest, unconstitutional, insane, criminal, deceptive, etc. Now we're the authorities to swoop down on him and throw his ass under the jail. That's a charge, verifiable charge. I'm showing you how criminal he is. Continuing, number 13. The United States Federal Corporation, under the guise of conducting fair, honorable, and mutually consensual trade, has been knowingly and willingly receiving an undue gain and ill-gotten wealth off of the natural Asiatic, native, indigenous aboriginals, the present-day Negroes, coloreds, blacks, Afro/African Americans, by way of the state birth trade agreement contracts which have been frauded upon them during their natural births, BIRTHS, as evidenced by their birth certificates, BERTH, and the birth certificate serving as the receipt for the commercial trade exchange transaction. Remember, your birth certificate is just a receipt for your certificate of live birth, which is the transaction. That birth certificate is just a receipt notating or denoting that a transaction has been done with your child, with that natural flesh and blood child. But it's very serious because that's prima facie evidence of fraud and among other things. Now remember, this is supposed to be a Christian establishment, United States, and Donald Trump is some variation of Christianity. All these damn criminals claim some denomination of Christianity. George Filthy Bush, Pat Robertson, Billy Graham, Billy Redneck Graham, Pat Redneck Robertson, name them. Pat Buchanan. You see, they're using Christianity clearly as a tool to wedge their way into criminal conquest, which is rape, robbery, theft, debauchery, murder, genocide, slavery on the original people with the real entitlement. So they can gain entitlement. That's all this is about, gaining entitlements. So understand that. I may have to say that affirmation again. Y'all need to feel this affidavit. Remember, this has been sent in. This ain't speculation. This ain't sitting around catching the damn phony ghosts every damn Sunday. This is action. Whether you like it or respect it or not, I don't give a damn. You do what you got to do. Time is winding up. Affirmation number 13, the United States Federal Corporation, under the guise of conducting fair, honorable, and mutually consensual trade, under the guise, meaning a front, has been knowingly and willingly, meaning they know what the hell they doing. That's definitely the basis of fraud, when you know what the hell you're doing. You didn't know what you was doing, you know what I mean? You got an excuse. These devils know what the hell they doing. Receiving an undue gain, unjust and ill-gotten wealth off of who? The natural Asiatic, native, indigenous aboriginals, which is you, the present day Negroes, coloreds, blacks, African Americans, by way of their state birth trade agreement contracts, which have been frauded upon them during their natural births, as evidenced by their birth certificates, Pardon me a second. By way of their birth certificates, and we already said the birth certificates serve as the receipt for the commercial trade and exchange transaction that took place. When you go to 7-Eleven and buy a Snickers bar, do they not give you a receipt? That's standard business. A receipt. That receipt means something. They must give you a receipt. They're doing business. You received a receipt for donating your baby, gifting your baby, and exchanging, trading your baby. They gave you appropriately a receipt because they're doing business with your child. Only you didn't know it. Lack of knowledge, which is why we perishing. Affirmation number 14. The United States Federal Corporation, under the guise of conducting fair, honorable, and mutually consensual trade, has been extorting. If you don't know what extorting is, look it up. Extorting as in mafia-style extortion. Have been extorting its artificial, fictitious, legal entity, corporate, taxable debtor, public citizens out of a fictitious public debt, which is now currently an estimated $20 trillion. $20 trillion. And that's 20 with 12 zeros behind it. That's a whole lot of cheddar cheese. Okay, and what you don't know is every citizen, they break that down, every citizen owes that. And they can step in front of you instantly and ask for that debt. And if you don't have it, they can blow your brains out and do whatever they want, throw you in them FEMA camps. And that's what they're doing. Okay, so you got a price over your head. Don't go to bed with a price on your head. No, affirmation number 15. According to the website https www.consumer.ftc.gov/articles/0149-debt-collection. The Federal Trade Commission, FTC, the nation's supposed Consumer Protection Agency, allegedly enforces the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA, which supposedly prohibits debt collectors from using abusive, unfair, or deceptive practices to collect from people. But that's not the case. And how did that birth certificate, that whole state birth process get frauded on the people? If the FTC was any damn good or anybody else. Again, another front. Because all this is about collection of a debt, that whole straw man concoction. It's all about the collection of a debt, and a taxable debt at that. And I wonder to who? Hint, all roads leads to Rome. All roads leads to Rome. By way of that damn queen albino vampire bitch of England. Continuing. Affirmation number 16. United States Federal Corporation as conformed as, let me say it again. Affirmation number 16. United States Federal Corporation as confirmed by a phone call to 619th Street, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20006 on March 27, 2017 at approximately 3 p.m. Meaning someone has posted a call to Washington, D.C. and inquired, what is it? What is the United States Federal Corporation? What is the article? Where's the articles of incorporation for United States? Huh? Where's the registration? Has it been incorporated? And if so, where's the articles of incorporation? Articles of formation. It doesn't have one. It's illegitimate. Okay? So according to a phone call to DC, okay, the United States does not have any articles of incorporation, articles of formation, and or certified verifiable proof of registration to transact business or conduct trade on North American soil. If you want to hear that, phone call conversation, You can go to the website http://indigenouspeopledocs.wixsite.com/my site. Okay, once again, http://indigenouspeopledocs.wixsite.com/my site. And there's a section on there of audios to show you how crooked your government, the shadow government, is. Proof, bringing you evidence, not speculation. And these are one of the calls to Washington, D.C., along with calls to other city municipalities. And you'll hear the conversation of Washington, D.C., the integrity they got, and the lies and the trickery that they can't even openly admit they're not even a damn legitimate operation in North America. They start hanging up and running. This is the same damn Secretary of State that all these devils put on a shirt and tie and make these speeches like they're so big, bad, and bold. But when you ask them one question, they start running and like you asking your child, did they clean their room? They start doing all this trickery and running. So anyway, I suggest if you're interested in seeing real work, real evidence, you can hear that for yourself. You ain't got to hear me talk about it. I ain't bragging about it, but it's there. The evidence is there. United States Federal Corporation has no articles of formation, no articles of incorporation, has no proof of registration to transact business. Okay, I mean, they expect you sell waters on the corner, sell lemonade. Man, you got Homeland Security on your ass, drones and dogs asking you where your license, so you got to move on. I know you know what I'm talking about. See, when you trying to make some money, they on you looking for your papers. Ask them for their goddamn papers. Ask the beast for its papers. You find out it has none because it ain't legitimate. It is a smoke stream. It is an apparition. It is a front. And you've been trusting a front. Okay, it is a dummy corporation. And you, the dumbass, have been trusting a dummy corporation. Bottom line. Continuing. Affirmation 17. The current unfair and fraudulent trade practices of United States Federal Corporation, as evidenced by the state-burst trade agreements unknowingly formulated on the natural people, constitutes what? Human trafficking, debt peonage, bond servitude, labor theft, labor exploitation, child kidnapping, etc., 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 which are international what? Crimes. These are crimes. Okay, so all them suckers are committing crime in Washington, D.C. They're criminals. Get that through your skull. They're not smarter than you. They're not brilliant businessmen. They're baffling bullshit artists. Okay, and all you gopher Negroes who are assisting them, you sisters upholding these bastards, these criminal bastards. Omarosa Manigault, you proud to say that you're a White House aide for the crack house, the White House, the dope house under this criminal Donald Trump. Shame on you, sister. Come back to who the hell you are, or the universe gonna deal with you too. And I'm gonna deal with you. And Mama Marielle gonna deal with you. She already said this shit got to come down. Continuing. Affirmation number 18. The above referenced artificial fictitious U.S. public person and the bogus public debt supposedly incurred in relation to that bogus public person are hereby void ab initio from the beginning, retroactive to its original formation, due to what? Multiple counts of various fraud on the contract pertaining to U.S. citizenship. Okay? Continuing. Affirmation 19. The U.S. public taxable debt of persons exists only in the imaginary make-believe world known as what? The public. Not the private, the public. which constitutes an illegal public front psychological operation, otherwise known as PSYOP, which is in fact a state-sponsored scheme and a state-sponsored scam. Again, this is a Christian establishment scamming and scheming you. You better reassess this damn Christianity. That's what you Negroes better do. Because that's the biggest thing that knocked us upside our head, which we can't get over that yet. One of the biggest things. Affirmation number 20. The concept of business, which is basically commercial trade, is designed to be what? Fair by way of a mutual and knowing consent by both parties of the business trade agreement contract. That's very important. You need to know what the hell business is. Business is not fraud, and fraud ain't business. Okay, people can be doing fraud under the guise of business, and when you done turn ignorant, because you watching Atlanta Housewives and Empire and all that bullshit, then you volunteer to be screwed and frauded and everything else, and you have no recourse in law. I'm gonna say number 20 again. Affirmation number 20. The concept of business, and in parentheses, commercial trade, is designed to be fair by way of a mutual and knowing consent by both parties of the business trade agreement contract. Affirmation 21. When business, aka commercial trade, becomes unfair, understand this, when business becomes unfair, business being commercial trade, when it becomes unfair, it no longer fits the qualification for to be classified as business. Okay? When business becomes unfair, it no longer fits the qualification for being classified as business, meaning it doesn't even fit the category anymore. Last affirmation in this affidavit of fact to the Federal Trade Commission in Washington, D.C. When business, it's a play off of affirmation 21. Affirmation 22 said, when business, commercial trade, becomes unfair, it now fits the category of crime. You understand that? Crime. When business, commercial trade, becomes unfair, it now fits the category of crime. Crime, people. They're committing a crime. And criminals need to go to jail. It says that too. That's your boy Donald Trump. Rex Tillerson. That's why they jumping ship and leaving and getting the hell away from him. Okay, shit's hitting the fan. Shit's hitting the fan, man. Power to the people and power to the universe. That sucker came in here cocky like everybody going, you know what I mean? Like his doo-doo don't stink, that he all of a sudden he gave birth to the whole goddamn world. He's mentally ill. White people already said he's mentally unstable, but you can see that. You can see his mannerisms. Number one, he ain't got no damn melanin, so you know he ain't grounded right there. He's psychologically unstable, genetically unstable, genetically inferior. You should know that. If you read Francis Cress Welsing's ISIS papers and many other documentation showing you this cracker ain't from this earth, and they unstable and inferior and weak, and you keep trusting them. They put on a facade that they running something. What they running? The natural sun is mowing their ass down, gunning them down. We ain't even got to put our damn hands on them. They going anyway. They got to cause all this legal trickery, legal trickery, and legal slickery chaos. It's smoke and mirrors. But that's over with. You can't fool with Mother Nature, meaning the natural universe. It's a timing on their ass, and their gig is up. That's why they got to turn up the guns on you now to keep you fearful and to falling for their bullshit. Their bullshit is over. If you knew the times, the cosmological times, which you connected to the planets and stuff, then you would know what it is. You done been away from yourself so long, man, till you let this damn Johnny come lately freak face white man put fear in you away from your natural God, your natural selves, and your natural mind. That's a shame, man. Creator gonna kick them in the ass and show you who they are, that they're nothing, and force you to get some type of testicular fortitude and rule again. It's time for you to rule again, natural Asiatic so-called black woman, so-called black man, so-called black child. That's what's going down. For me to even be exposing this kind of information, it's over for them, and they know it. The fact of the matter is you don't know it. That's the problem. Okay, now that's all the affirmations in this affidavit to the Federal Trade Commission. Again, that document, you should have it. You can look at it. I suggest you do. And then after all the affirmations, you got to give your little clause. I affirm that all affirmations have a clause such as this. I affirm that all of the foregoing is true and correct. I affirm that I am competent. Serious word, competent, not incompetent. I am competent to make this affidavit. I hereby affix my own signature to all of the affirmations in this entire document, with explicit reservation of all of my native, indigenous, aboriginal, Moorish rights. And Moorish is spelled MOORISH/MUURISH/MAURISH rights, and my specific right not to be bound by any U.S. papal contract or any U.S. papal obligation which I have not entered into knowingly, voluntarily, intentionally, and without misrepresentation, duress, or coercion. So you have to clarify with these devils. You got to be clear. They don't be clear. They can't be clear when they frauds. You got to establish the law. You are the law. You are the government. The responsibility is on you. I told you the Creator gave you the key. But those, what's the expression? But those with more power, more responsibilities given, you done lost it. You got to clean this bullshit up, clean this mess up. You see, you got the parent genes. Freak face has the child genes. Donald Trump got the goddamn child genes. He don't tell me nothing. I send his ass to bed with no supper, no dinner, and spank his ass. That's how you got to treat these devils, because the universe is doing it anyway. They're not ruling. You think they are. They're trying to rule, but they're not ruling. This battle done been turned up as a cosmological battle. Space. They trying to do something in space, but space is moving on their ass. Something's moving on them, and you down here held hostage. If you woke up, you can end their reign that much faster. You can hit them from this earth, and something's hitting them from without the earth. They ain't gonna be the stand. But they got you scared. See, fear and divinity don't share the same space. You can't be no damn gods and goddesses and you scared as hell. Scared. Which one you gonna be? You can't play both sides of the fence no more. I'm talking to you, Asiatic, human, Asiatic hue woman. With the natural default characteristics of woolly hair, wide nose, thick lips, and full melanin hue pigmentation in your skin. I'm talking to you. So, continuing at the end of this affidavit of fact, of course, you got to put a date, and the date reflects on this 30th day of June, year 2017 AD. In parentheses, Julian Gregorian calendar, comma, 4th day cosmic moon, year 1438 AH, and in parentheses, 13 moon calendar, Marrakesh year. Then you got to sign. Okay, and of course, your name should reflect a proper person name. That's very important. Again, if you're not a proper person, nothing's gonna go right for you. No processes you doing gonna go right. I don't care that you done turn vegan and you got your little dreadlocks, and everybody got the dreads in their hair. That's just gimmicks, man. If you ain't trying to get in your proper person, it's not gonna work, because you're not in line with divine law. Nature don't support you when you don't honor yourself, your God, and your ancestors. Okay, and you don't have to have an L or Bay title on your name to be in proper person. Those are just titles. That's something for you to add if you want to identify with the Moorish Empire. You know, you can put Ra. Ra is a title. You know, like Jehudi Mayat Ra. You can name yourself Mayat-Ra. Ra is a title you can use. Many titles. But your name, we're talking about proper name. Meaning if your name is Jane Harris, you need to drop that bullshit. Alright, change your name to something that you know what it is. Family name shouldn't be Harris. Find a family name that reflects indigenous people somewhere on one of these continents, Asia, Africa, Australia. And then if you want, you can add a title, L or Bay or whatever, Ali or whatever other titles there are, she, XI. But the title's not necessary, but your name, proper name, is definitely mandatory. To understand that. So I just read you all the articles. I really just broke down that whole document. Excuse me for a second. You know, I felt the need to go over that document, particular document. So you can make no mistakes what it's saying. Make no mistakes what it's saying to you. In conclusion, in this particular monologue, talking about that affidavit of fact to Federal Trade Commission, Washington, D.C. In conclusion, all you hear and all you heard from your dictator and commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, is how he's going to go back and review and renegotiate all of these contracts in which the U.S. is a part of, like North American Trade Organization, NATO, and all others. Excuse me one second. Again, all you have heard since Donald Trump's been in office is how he or some special panel he done made, special department, is going to go back and review and renegotiate all contracts in which the U.S. is a part of, like NATO, North American Trade Organization, and all them other contracts. I know y'all heard that. If y'all been following him, if he ain't been doing nothing else. I heard him say that a couple of times. He gonna review all contracts coming in the door. All contracts that the U.S. is a part of, to make sure the U.S. is getting a fair shake. Okay? But guess what? That's only right in the world of business, to go back from time to time and review, reassess, and renegotiate, if necessary, all your contracts to make sure you're getting a fair deal. That's not exclusive to him. And equally in the world of business, if and when you find evidence of fraud in any of those contracts in which you entered, you have the right, duty, and responsibility and or expectation to vitiate them contracts immediately. If you don't know what vitiate means, terminate. Strictly on the basis of that fraud. Because in contract law, fraud vitiates all contracts. Fraud vitiates all contracts. See, we talking law here. There's a law that governs contracts. Laws govern everything. Everything in this physical form, there's a law. And there is something called contract law, trade law. So that's only right. Okay? So, you know, if Trump feels the need to do that for the U.S., and we just came to the conclusion, I just showed you and proved to you that they're running fraud. And if he's doing that, coming in and reassessing his contracts, you know, as if he's some type of brilliant businessman, which he's a bullshit artist, because they're operating in fraud. Well, I suggest the same course of action for the entire natural Asiatic melanin-rich race, genetically dominant, original Aboriginal peoples of North America, the present-day Negroes, blacks, coloreds, and African Americans. I suggest you do the same damn thing. Go back and review and assess those state birth certificate, those state birth trade agreements, which have been unknowingly and fraudulently formulated upon you by the United Snakes. If it worked for Donald Trump in the world of business, it most certainly works for you. There are two more maxims of law, which says all is equal under the law, and the other maxim of law says no one is above the law. The main problem here is that the United Snakes, under the current leadership of Donald Trump, is running a crooked, shady, unfair business. No doubt. Fact. The United States, under the current leadership of Donald Trump, and all of them since the last like 150 years, are running a crooked, shady, unfair business. The U.S. is doing business and has been doing business with an entire race that has been kidnapped, hijacked, and ransacked as war victims and held hostage under commercial siege. Negro, blacks, coloreds, and African Americans are still held captive and are still being forcefully held in the U.S. Treasury and financial coffers of the U.S. Pirate Operation Corporation. The conclusive report is in. So the conclusive report is in. 1 second. The conclusive report is in by way of an investigation. Okay? We have instigated an investigation. Okay, I gave you half of the report in this monologue alone. We have concluded the who, what, when, where, why, and how of the situation at hand. Okay, we hereby accuse the United States Federal Corporation of unfair trade practices, fraudulent trading, and unfair debt collection practices, etc. Hold on 1 second, bear with me. I'm going to attempt to relocate. Bear with me. Bear with me a few seconds. Just bear with me, bear with me. Bear with me, bear with me. Bear with me, bear with me. Okay, I'm back with you. I'll say this again. The conclusive report is in by way of an investigation. It has been concluded, okay, it has been concluded the who, what, when, where, why, and how of the situation at hand. We hereby accuse the United States, or shall I say it is hereby accused, or shall I say the United States is hereby accused, the United States Federal Corporation is hereby accused of unfair trade practices, fraudulent trading, unfair debt collection practices, etc., etc., etc. If you want to see the conclusive report from the investigative findings, you may go to the website http://indigenouspeoplesdocs.wixsite.com/Asiatic Moorish Nation. And that Moorish Nation is MUUR. And look under the section entitled Investigative Report of the Moors. Again, if you want to see the conclusive report from the investigative findings that I just mentioned, accusing the United States of unfair trading, unfair business practices, etc., you may go to the website http://wixsite.wixstation.com/ASITEMUURISHNATION, and look under the section entitled Investigative Report of the Moors. If somehow that website's not working, because they do take down stuff that is not in their interests, meaning if you ain't upholding the beast, it's their stuff, they will take it down. You know, you can send an email directly to AsiaticMoorishNation@gmail.com, and that's Moorish Nation with 2 O's. But I now say to you all, and us all, that we should be collectively focusing our priceless energy and attention on immediately bringing the U.S. fraud to the surface, and immediately looking to actively implement some sort of compensation strategy and monetary financial redress for ourselves and our progeny. You know, progeny, the word progeny means offspring, in case you didn't know. The timing is perfect. We simply do not have any more time for Black Lives Matter rallies, Black Wall Street events, Juneteenth diversions. All this stuff is diversions. And you got black opportunists, African American opportunists, still capitalizing off our people in the time we in, trying to come up out of this damn mess with all these damn diversions. Continuing, our many various house Negro black charlatan leaders have sold us up the river for too damn long. The Congressional Colored Black Coon Caucus ain't worth used wet toilet tissue. These Negroes talk a good game, but they're all millionaires. They sit in these corrupted seats and retire off of the suffering of the masses of so-called blacks, African Americans. Maxine Waters talks a good game, but word is she lives in a $4 million mansion. Okay, we already said that Barack Obama and his black token family just recently bought an $8 million mansion. And before that, Obama recently received a cool $400,000 for a speech that he did. Okay, that's clearly showing you they ain't you and you ain't them. Can you make a speech and receive $500,000? That speech was probably no more than damn 45 minutes. A cool $500,000. You can't do that. That shows you the clique he's in, that you ain't in. And you run around talking about a damn black president. He's a black fool. If you dum-dums are still drunk off of the Obama black Kool-Aid, then you deserve to get what you get. Your girl Condoleezza Rice already openly stated that Trump holds her values. I bet he does, after she's been in bed with these warmongering devils, criminals, since the filthy Bush era. That hairy devil, Trump, don't hold my values. So continuing, Omarosa Manigault. You always hear me talking about this White House aide, plantation man. Omarosa Manigault wants to play mediator and liaison as White House aide. So I say again to her that she can go and set up an event at the dope house, crack house, White House, and bring her pimp daddy slave master Donald Trump front and center to address the concerns of the usurped lucrative bonds, which are financial instruments currently held on so-called blacks and African Americans. Once again, if the U.S. is supposed to be a damn Christian establishment or Christian nation, which is clearly bullshit on your whipped cream or whipped cream on your bullshit. Okay, this request is not much to ask for. This is definitely not much to ask for. Demand, not request. We demand Donald Trump bring his ass front and center in an event and address unfair trade practices with a whole race of people, aboriginals to North America. The U.S. hypocritically pokes its chest out in front of the world and brutally dictates to the original ancient black and brown peoples what the hell they gonna do and what they not gonna do, as if they gave birth to someone. The U.S. should be more than anxious to come to the table and settle this type of matter if they gave a damn about so-called blacks and African Americans. The U.S. has been receiving ill-gotten wealth and undue gains, unjust riches off of the priceless energy of an entire race of people. This is in fact genocide at its finest. One of our main problems is that the name in which we still choose to go by and respond to, Negro, Black, Colored, African American, in the world of natural law, ancient law, divine law, spiritual law, and moral law, a name is everything. A name is worth more than gold, especially in a lawful society and in the world of law. See, we're not commanding or demanding respect just by the erroneous names that we still answer to here in 2017 AD. The world is moving on, and the lives and conditions of the so-called blacks, Negroes, African Americans has only gotten worse. You can attest to that. Only Negroes ain't complaining is the black elite Negroes, talented 10th Negroes, black Masonic Negroes, black Catholic Negroes, black Boule Negroes, Greek sorority, Greek fraternity Negroes, Jack and Jill Negroes. You know who you are. You know who you are. If things going right for you, then you in a clique where you didn't kiss the white man's ass in some kind of oath. Simple as that. Because I ain't gonna kiss his ass. So the handwriting's on the wall. There's definitely a eugenics-based program to snuff the Negroes out before they can wake up and claim their lost estate, which is the whole damn continent when you really look at it. It has become clear that the many various Nazi pig police are here to guard you away from claiming and taking back what's rightfully yours. You already know, and you should already know, that the office of police were not constitutionally created and or constitutionally authorized. So what other authority can the police possibly be using on the people except state-sponsored colonial terror, colonial threat, colonial duress, and colonial coercion? It comes a time, and again that time has got to be now, when that 500 years of colonial fear has got to go. Fear and divinity cannot share the same space. In this age of knowledge, what are we going to do with that knowledge? See, all of this is about an estate. Thanks to brother Elder Taj Tariq Bey. It's an estate. It's been a state issue, inheritance issue. You all don't know that you're the heirs, you the caretakers and custodians of this natural earth. You lost your custodianship, or you was frauded out of it. But that's okay. It's coming back to you. It's got to come back to you. Because the keys to civilizations is truly in the hands of the Asiatics. Only you can straighten this mess out. Stop this stuff from spiraling out of control. You. But your ignorance won't let you come back to who you are, so you can take your rightful place. So the calamity is going to be turned up. Economic calamities, commercial calamities, false flags, manufactured crisis is going to be turned up till you step up like the gods and goddesses you are and handle your business. Handle your business. That's what it's all about. So I say to you, if not us, then who? And if not now, when? We should immediately, we should immediately begin the process of openly expressing the revocation and nullification of those state birth trade agreements strictly on the basis of fraud, as there is multiple counts of various fraud on those contracts pertaining to U.S. citizenship. None of us asked to be U.S. citizens by any genuine, straight-up means. We never pledged any formal oath of allegiance to the U.S. beast. Why should we be held to a fictitious U.S. debt that we did not ask for? All of this is about being bound to a brutal debt, which is just getting larger and larger by the second. And they have the nerve to be expressing that this bogus debt is due and owed. This is why you see Negroes, blacks, coloreds, African Americans being openly assassinated and salvaged out in the open in front of the entire world. They are holding you to a debt. I already mentioned to you all that when they commercially salvage a so-called black, so-called African American in the form of a brutal assassination, they then create a death certificate and monetize that and keep on getting paid. That's how wicked these devils are and how sadistic they are. Remember, certificates are certificated commercial paper, which are commercial items in the world of commerce. A lot of you may not know of an article that came out mentioning of the Nazi tombs in Argentina. I have already disclosed to you all my research about Adolf Hitler and his top Nazi men being aided and assisted out of harm's way by the Pope of Rome after World War II and smuggled safely into South and North America. And I have also mentioned the two Nazi fascist symbols on each side of the speaker's podium, on each side of your U.S. flag, every time they speak in U.S. Congress, which these symbols are still there right now today. And ain't nobody addressed them symbols. Donald Trump didn't address it. Obama didn't address it. Clinton, Reagan. What are they waiting for? How they slide them symbols in on the dumbass people and nobody got enough balls to question them. We talking about all this other bullshit, Russia and all these diversions. You think those symbols are in the backdrop of U.S. Congress for absolutely nothing? Maybe because they ran out of Mickey Mouse wallpaper? You better think again. Now I'm gonna give you a couple of YouTubes. Very alarming information, but shouldn't be alarming if you've been aware. There's a YouTube called The Hidden Trove of Suspected Nazi Artifacts Found in Argentina. Just put that in and Google that or YouTube that. Hidden trove of suspected Nazi artifacts found where? Argentina, South America. Okay, there's another YouTube. Secret Nazi base found in Argentina. Secret Nazi base found in Argentina. YouTube that. Okay? And there's also an article, Hidden Trove of Suspected Nazi Artifacts Found in Argentina. So it's so Hidden Trove of Suspected Nazi Artifacts Found in Argentina is a YouTube, and it's also an article, a Yahoo article. www.yahoo.com/news/Hidden Trove Suspected Nazi Artifacts Found. Blah blah blah. You can find it. Do your diligence. Do your due diligence. It's there. You know, you can find anything else you want. Wonder Woman bullshit. SpongeBob Family Reunion, Spider-Man. You can find that. You should be able to find some documents. Anyway, I'm gonna read to you some of the article of this document, Yahoo document, article. News article, Hidden Trove of Suspected Nazi Artifacts Found in Argentina. It says Buenos Aires, Argentina. Looks like AP, Associated Press. In a hidden room in a house near Argentina's capital, police believe, see, I like the way they keep throwing that damn word believe when they know. They bullshit artists, man. Police believe. They know what the hell it is. Police believe they have found the biggest collection of Nazi artifacts in the country's history, including a bust relief of Adolf Hitler, magnifying glasses inside elegant boxes with SWAT stickers, and what authorities say is a medical device used to measure head size. So a bust of Adolf Hitler would be like a half of a statue, partial statue. Continuing, some 75 objects were found in a collector's home in Beccar, B-E-C-C-A-R, a suburb north of Buenos Aires. And authorities say they suspect they are originals that belong to high-ranking Nazis high-ranking Nazis in Germany during World War II. Our first investigations indicate that these are original pieces, Argentine Security Minister Patricia Bullrich told the Associated Press on Monday, saying that some pieces were accompanied by old photographs. This is a way to commercialize them, showing that they were used by the horror, by the Fuhrer. They are photos of him with objects. And of course, you all know Führer means title, means like ruler. Führer. Continue, among the disturbing items were toys that Bullrich said would have been used to indoctrinate children. Wow. Let me say that again. Among the disturbing items were toys that Bullrich says that would have been used to indoctrinate children. A large statue of the Nazi eagle above a SWAT sticker, a Nazi hourglass, and a box of harmonicas. So they dug up tools that these suckers use to indoctrinate children. You don't think they're doing that today? And you full of bullshit. That's the problem. You're in the mind control. All right, continuing. Police say that one of the most compelling pieces of evidence of the historical importance of the find is a photo negative of Hitler holding a magnifying glass similar to those found in the boxes. We have turned to historians and they have told us it is the original magnifying glass that Hitler was using, said Nestor Roncaglia, head of Argentina's federal police. We are reaching out to international experts to deepen the investigation. The photograph was not released to the public, but was shown to the Associated Press on the condition that it not being published. See, more secrets, more concealment. They still concealing stuff. More non-disclosure. The photograph was not released to the sheeple, the dumbass public, but was shown to the Associated Press. Okay, the media. Like, who are they? They got more precedence over you, more dibs. They get more favoritism over you. Who are they? And who's controlling the media? But was shown to the Associated Press on the conditions that what? It not be published or disclosed. Keeping the sheeple ignorant. Continuing, the investigation that culminated in the discovery of the collection began when authorities found artworks of illicit origin in a gallery in North Buenos Aires. Agents with the International Police Force, Interpol, which means International Police, began following the collector and with a judicial order raided the house on June 8th. A large bookshelf caught their attention, and behind it, agents found a hidden passageway to a room filled with Nazi imagery. Authorities did not identify the collector, who remains free, but under investigation by a federal judge. There are no precedents for a find like this. Pieces are stolen or are imitations. But this is original and we have got to get to the bottom of it, said Roncaglia. Police are trying to determine how the artifacts entered Argentina. Yeah, I'll tell you how the hell they got in Argentina. It ain't hard to tell it all. Little old me, I'll tell you in a minute. You see, this is the kind of diversions that they do in history, that they've been doing and still doing. They will never come clean about the damn tricks they done use in history to bullshit the people, which got the people dumbed down. And of course they're using the media. If you notice, they ran down on this guy, the collector, and gave him no charges, but they took all his stuff. Okay, and they're using Interpol. A lot of people don't know that they put Wesley Snipes on Interpol. Interpol is international police. Meaning when they put a warrant out on your behind on Interpol, every country, they put a warrant in every country that's a member of Interpol, and they will turn you in. If you're a member of Interpol, if they put a APB, all points bulletin out on a person, and you see him in your country, you're supposed to turn them in. Whether you're in Argentina, Uganda, if you're part of Interpol, you agreed to do that. And they did that to your boy Wesley Snipes. Because a lot of you don't know that was an inquisition on him. I'm not going to even get into that, but I already said before, tax evasion, IRS, is the accounting arm of the Pope and Vatican. So, continuing, police are trying to determine how the artifacts entered Argentina. That's a front. The police, the dumb, stupid animals, they're the goons. What do they know? You know what I mean? Go to that Roman Catholic Church, they'll tell you. That damn diocese. Ask them how the hell it happened. But continue, the main hypothesis among investigators and member of Argentina's Jewish community is that they were brought to Argentina by a high-ranking Nazi or Nazis after World War II, when the South American country became a refuge for fleeing war criminals, including some of the best known. Okay, that's important. The main hypothesis among investigators and member of Argentina's Jewish community is that they were brought to Argentina by a high-ranking Nazi or Nazis after World War II, when the South American country became a refuge for fleeing war criminals, including some of the best known. Very important. Continuing, as leading members of Hitler's Third Reich, R-E-I-C-H, Reich, in which that word Reich means order. Okay, and the little redneck white boy from Maryland that recently went to Bowie State and stabbed that brother up was a member of Alt-Reich, A-L-T-Reich, R-E-I-C-H, as in Fourth Reich. Okay, you see these SWAT stickers popping up right now all over the place with Donald Trump in office. Okay, they are trying to bring the Fourth Reich. Remember, Hitler led the Third Reich, and you are now in the Fourth Reich with Donald Gump, Jesuit agent. So continuing, as leading members of Hitler's Third Reich were put on trial for war crimes, Joseph Mengele fled to Argentina and lived in Buenos Aires for a decade. He moved out of Paraguay after Israeli Mossad agents captured Holocaust mastermind Adolf Eichmann, who also lived in Buenos Aires. Mengele later died in Brazil in 1979 while swimming in a beach in the town of Bertioga. So this bastard died swimming, luxury and shit. Probably had some hookers with him and eating lobster and shrimp. These criminals, Hitler's boys. Now check that out. Continuing. While police in Argentina did not name any high-ranking Nazis to whom the objects might have originally belonged, Bullrich noted that they were medical devices. They are objects to measure heads. That was the logic of the Aryan race, she said. That word Aryan, the Aryan white supremacy race, bullshit claim of the Aryan white supremacy, which I've disclosed to you all that Aryan, you get yourself a good dictionary, don't mean genetically pale face, freak face white people. Aryan actually means noble lords of the soil, which again is you, natural Asiatic, original human, woman, child. That damn white person ain't natural nowhere. They always take your title and use it. Aryan don't mean unnatural, genetically recessive, pale-faced white people. Continuing, Ariel Cohen Saban, president of the DAIA, a political umbrella for Argentina's Jewish institutes, called the find unheard of in Argentina. Continuing, and this is the concluding this document. Finding 75 original pieces is historic and could offer irrefutable proof of the presence of top leaders who escaped from Nazi Germany, Cohen told the Associated Press. And that's the end of that article. You can see it for yourself. Now, I'm gonna say this again, little old me, nobody, nothing. Trying to be a tool for awareness to wake up the deaf, dumb, and blind that's been knocked upside the head and thrown in a shallow grave. I guess sometimes they call that Harama Biff. The sleeping giants. This is why I do these monologues, to aid in the elevation of our damn people, because Lord knows, God knows we need it. Universe knows we need it. Now this article is serious because they just told you. Now I've already said to you that my research has already told me that Adolf Hitler, the Adolf Hitler, which number one was a devout Roman Catholic, Get that in your heads. Christian. Christian. He was a Catholic Christian. And devout means very devoted. Okay, Adolf Hitler. The history books and the fake out, the diversions, which they're still doing to you with the History Channel and National Geographic. They'll never tell you the truth. Okay, the fake out is Adolf Hitler committed suicide after World War II, after the certain European countries wanted him dead. See, everybody was not in on the Third Reich. A lot of people were, but a lot of people were not. And there were some countries, most likely of European origin, that wanted him dead if they could have caught him. Okay? And word is, the lie is, he committed suicide. My research tells me that's a goddamn lie. Which is most things. Everything's a lie, like the straw man and all that bullshit. My research tells me that your boy, the Pope, the Godfather, Papal Papa, Sugar Daddy, Godfather, Papa Grande, okay, went over there, by him being a devout Roman Catholic, went over there and assisted and aided him, protected him, shielding him out of harm's way. A process appropriate known as a rat line, R-A-T line. The Pope threw him a rat line so he can escape freely out of harm's way. Him and his top Nazi men were aided and abetted out of harm's way, out of Germany, and assisted with passports and whatever they needed. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so again, my research is telling me this, that Hitler and his top Nazi men after World War II was saved and spared and actually assisted out of harm's way, aided and assisted by the Pope, head of the Catholic Christian Church on this planet, the Pope. Okay, and aided and assisted out of harm's way into where? South and North America. I believe I said Central before, but not Central, but South and North America. That's what this document just told you. Okay? So Adolf Hitler and his top Nazi men, not no scrubs, not people who scrub the damn floor and clean the toilet, not his maids. But Hitler and his top Nazi men was aided and abetted out of harm's way through the process of a rat line. Rat line. Which is appropriate because there ain't nothing but no good rats any goddamn way. Rat, dirty rat motherfuckers. Excuse the expression. I get excited on this type of subject, but they're dirty rats. So a rat line is appropriate. And the head rat sent his little rats, assisted his little rats out of harm's way. The head rat. Ratzinger. Head rat. Pope. So that stands to be true. Okay, now if they just said Mengele and a couple of his boys, Eichmann, died in damn South America, proof. They're telling you that. Where did Hitler die at? We already said he didn't commit suicide. Okay, where did your boy Adolf Hitler die? Now I said this before, and you indoctrinated Negroes like to call people conspiracy theorists. You got no knowledge of nothing. You delusional. But where did your boy Hitler die? If his boys got aided and assisted and died in South America, I say to you again, my research tells me that your boy, the Adolf Hitler, which is nothing but a psychologist, he was all psyche, okay, and a devout Roman Catholic. Word is the Adolf Hitler died a ripe old age on the outskirts of Washington, D.C., District of Columbia, in a place called Bethesda, Maryland. Maryland. which you know is Roman Catholic. Okay, a ripe old age with a smile on his face. No stress. Now these are war criminals, supposed to be war criminals. Now who comes and aid and assists you when you framed on a crack deal and you doing 15 years and dying in prison? This guy is a known war criminal, him and his top men, aided and assisted by the Catholic Church. Head mafioso, Godfather himself. You see the immunity you get when you're Roman Catholic? You can kill with full immunity Monday through Saturday and just beat the Catholic Church. You see the Godfather movies and they don't touch you. You see? So this is what y'all need to understand. And my research further told me that the whole front of the Holocaust was behind the scenes, a front to give them white fake Jews a landmass in now known as Palestine. Of course, Hitler probably didn't like them because they really, the original Jews from Ethiopia, which is you. So he was very racist, very prejudiced. So part of it was he's chastising them for not being who they are. Meaning you want to be a nigga, I'm gonna show you what a nigga get. You want to stand in their shoes, and I'm gonna show you what you get for trying to be a damn a Moor, a Negro. Okay, so that's part of the reason he did that, because he hated them for trying to be you. They ain't being who they are. And number two, equally diabolical, is it all played to give them a landmass in now known as Palestine through the Balfour Declaration. Because word is out, and my research has told me that the damn Pope wanted Jerusalem, always wanted Jerusalem. So, this was concocted for them damn fake white imposter European Jews, Jewish, to hold down Jerusalem so the Pope can come around the back and get Jerusalem. See, all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Rome. And you should see there's something very strange about this cracker Jew wearing a yarmulke and the cracker Pope wearing a yarmulke. They got some kind of relation to each other. And they try to make it divine and holy and biblical. It's bullshit. Because Catholic, number one, does not mean Catholic. It's talking about you, the original man. You are the original cat-holics. Catholic is the word cat-holic, aka holy cats. These white people are saying they're the holy cats. Okay, the cat has always been revered in all ancient societies. The cat has been noble, royal, a lion of Judah. Cats have always been divine in any society, whether it be in Asia, especially in Africa and Kemet. Holy cats, the holy cat. So the word Catholic is saying holy cat. This wrinkle-faced white Pope ain't no damn holy cat. That's us, Lion of Judah. Okay? So the Pope ain't Catholic, and these fake Jews ain't Jews. But they're both wearing a yarmulke. Yarmulke being Afro-Asiatic Hamito-Shemitic headdress. All right. So when I want to get under the skin of these fake Jews, I always ask them, "Are you Catholic?" I play nice and dumb. I play the nut roll. Say, you're wearing the same thing the Pope wears, your headdress. Are you Catholic? Oh no, I'm Jewish. Well, what the hell is Jewish? I play him right out. I ain't got no respect for him, no love for him. And it's coming to blows. Right here on this landmass, all the damn killing they doing for no reason. So anyway, your boy Adolf Hitler, devout Roman Catholic, that's very serious. I mean, his whole Third Reich, all the shit he did, whether you understand it or not, was for the Catholic Christian Church. Okay? Catholic Christian Church. That was the Pope's boy. All right, there's a book you need to find It's probably not even, and it's not even in print anymore. But if you do your due diligence, you can find it. There's a there's a book entitled "The Case of Israel: A Political Study of Zionism" by Roger Garrardi. The Case of Israel. Remember when you hear the word case, court case, it's time to hold court. Hold court on these devils, all the killing they doing of melanin-rich people. Just, they see melanin in your skin, they want to kill you on the spot. That's racism. That's ethnic cleansing. You know, damn original Jews did no bullshit like that. The original Jews from ancient Judea were Shemitic people, just like the Arabs were Shemitic people, aka Jesus the Christ. You heard nobody fighting because no damn skin color in that ancient landmass until them damn pale-faced devils got over there, apartheid devils. They all about apartheid, just like South Africa. Okay, so you need to get that book if you can get it. The Case of Israel, a Political Study of Zionism by Roger Garrardi. Okay, Zionism as a what? Political tool. Just like Christianity is a political tool to wedge their way into criminal conquest, their counterparts, which is the cracker-faced Jew, is using Zionism in another way, political tool to wedge their way in the criminal conquest. Their counterparts are the same race, the damn Euro-Albion, Caucasoid Jew, or Caucasoid race. Anywhere you see the damn Euro-Albion white man anywhere on this earth, they all counterparts of the same race, whether it be the cracker in South Africa doing this apartheid bullshit, whether it be the cracker in Canada, the cracker in Australia, cracker in the United States, North America, the cracker in Israel. They all counterparts of the same damn Euro-Albion, genetically recessive, unnatural white race. I don't care what they call themselves. And they got no entitlement nowhere on this planet. That's why they got to steal yours. They got to create entitlement because they don't have none. You got all the entitlement through your genotype, phenotype, blood type, your DNA sequence. It's you. That's why they're scared of you waking up, because they reign, their rule will be over tomorrow morning. It's going to happen anyway. Gonna happen anyway. You might not physically see it, but damn it, it's on now and it's going on. You need to get in on it. So, continuing, it's time for some real action. Real action as in knowledgeable action. And I say to you again, if that article told you that they're finding artifacts in Argentina about Hitler and his Third Reich being transferred over here, again, you can Google an article called Operation Paperclip, and brother Phil Valentine, his indigenous name is Jehudi Mayat Ra. Oh, he goes in on this, man. 4 hours easy. You think I can talk? That brother got archives, man, that you got to see. And he got a couple, one called I can't think of it. It's about 3.5 hours. You got to see it, man, because he goes in on stuff like this. And he's been doing it for a while. But the bottom line is, if you got to put the pieces together. Number one, Adolf Hitler whole movement was about eugenics. That whole movement, Adolf Hitler was the leader in eugenics. Pardon me for a second. Okay, moving right along. Adolf Hitler spearheaded the eugenics movement. Number one. And we already said eugenics. If you look at the word eugenics, you clearly see the word G-E-N, genes, genetics. Talking about genetic cleansing. Okay? Deeming one race genetically inferior to another. And obviously the other race got to be genetically superior, which is bullshit. How they do that? They got to use psychology. Your boy Adolf Hitler also said that if you tell somebody a lie enough times, they'll believe it. Okay, well, there you go. That's their platform. Psychological manipulation. How do you get a race that's clearly superior genetically, intellectually, biologically, and otherwise? How do you get them to believe, not know, believe that they are inferior? You keep inserting it into their psyche by way of the damn movies, the cartoons, the religion, the sports, all areas of people activity, economics, the movies, the music. You keep pounding it in their brain that they're damn inferior, that they're cursed, the curse of Ham. And you use a book like the Bible to do it, but you really add extra damage because we being spiritual people, that Bible is tearing us up, killing us, man. Because our spirituality don't let us see what they're doing with that Bible. Very diabolical to use religion on someone which connects to their spirituality as leverage to make them think they're inferior. So your boy Hitler was all about eugenics, and that whole eugenics movement was transferred over here, Operation Paperclip, which brings you John Hopkins in Baltimore, which somebody already told me from Baltimore, a white van from John Hopkins used to kidnap Negroes just to take their liver and their eyeballs for genetic experimentation. John Hopkins, eugenicist. Okay, which also brings you racist Margaret Sanger, eugenicist. I told you most of these crackers speaking are eugenicists. They were in the closet, now they're starting to come to the light. Now you hear certain eugenicist statements being made from congressmen like Steve Scalise. What's the other devil talking about the civilization? We cannot restore our civilization by raising someone else's babies. Steve King. All of these are Nazi bastards, man. Mueller, look at Mueller. That's Nazi. Mueller, M-U-E-L-L-E-R. These are Nazis, man. Look at your boy damn Kissinger. If that ain't a filthy fucking Nazi, you tell me. Listen to how he speaks. Filthy, dirty, Nazi. Nixon, Nazi. Filthy Kissinger done told you the natural rate, not Kissinger, Nixon. The natural rate of procreation of people of color in the third world and here in the U.S. is going to have a negative effect on the U.S. gross national product and cause a direct threat to the national security of this country. If that's not a eugenics statement, then damn it, you tell me what is. So your boy Hitler, do the math, add the dots up, line the dots up. Hitler was about eugenics, and if that whole movement been transferred over here under the third Reich was about eugenics, what the hell you think the Fourth Reich is about, which you under now? And they done showed you when your boy Trump is all about eugenics. Don't let that sucker fool you with no damn shirt and tie on. They all put on a shirt and tie. That's a front that they just innocent businessmen. They're sadistic war criminals. And if there was any justice, man, you throw them bastards on an island and blow that sucker up. And take you ass-kissing house Negroes. If you want to go with them, you can go with them too. Condoleezza Rice, Susan Rice, Omarosa Manigault, Ben Carson. The list goes on and on and on. So we're under eugenics now. The United Snakes Federal Corporation and modern day Israel is all about eugenics. Okay, that damn cracker Jew and the cracker Nazi are one and the same. Don't let them fool you. They're using that Holocaust as a front to get welfare off of you Negroes. What's the difference from what them damn fake Jews are doing to damn melanin-rich people now in so-called Palestine than what Hitler supposedly did to the damn Jew in Germany? What is the difference? They're doing worse. They're doing worse. They can show Hitler a few things, the shit they doing, especially with the U.S. giving them devils drones and high-tech equipment. And then get out of here. Don't tell me that they ain't no damn chosen people of God, these damn fake Jews, the shit they doing. No original Hebrews did no shit like this. Nothing. Then they're a corporation. Like Walmart. They definitely ain't ancient. Original Hebrew Israelites was not no damn corporation. So y'all need to understand what's going on. They're doing eugenics on you Negroes. Police going back to shooting pregnant women's sisters, shooting them. 2 birds with 1 stone, killing a sister and her baby at one time, shooting a brother in front of his 4-year-old and his woman. What the hell y'all think that is? You got little Nazi crackers, one go to New York to stab a homeless brother. He always wanted to kill a black man and catch him running like a little punk. They putting the Fourth Reich on the map. Then the other little cracker, both from Maryland, Roman Catholic Maryland, went to Bowie State, stabbed a brother, and he proud to rep what he repping. They gave this little devil some words at court. He said he proud to do it. Damn it, he's standing up for patriotism. Damn it, standing up for his fucking country, his people. Okay, so y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. Y'all don't want to wake up and defend yourself, then damn it, get took out. I don't care what they do to you. You deserve, you get what you get. You volunteering to get taken out. You see, I ain't going out like that if I got anything to do it. So moving right along in this monologue, it's time for some real action. Real action as in knowledgeable action. The universe honors action. The universe honors action. We got all these so-called conscious brothers doing these YouTube lectures and writing books, especially up in Harlem. But everybody got a socialist slave card with a private bond number on it on the back. All right, you got Sonetta and all of them doing all this hooping and hollering about Kemet. You know, we not out of our situation though. You know, somebody mentioned a damn book by this jive turkey, Eric Michael Dyson. I understand he Greek fraternity. What the hell I need to read a book from him for? What the hell am I gonna get from that? I don't need to read that sucker's book. That ain't gonna, you know, he's a diversion, dog in the yard. Continuing, it only makes sense to me that we collectively create some sort of trade consortium or trade alliance network between ourselves and take our trade energy elsewhere. And that does not mean to physically run anywhere else to another physical geographical location. So what Garvey was saying, run to Africa, that's not viable right now in today's time. We ain't got to run no damn place. Okay, you in Africa, I always tell you that. You home, Asiatic. Really all over the whole planet, wherever there's natural dirt under your feet, you are home. If you want to make a strategic base somewhere else in Kenya or whatever to keep fighting from over there, then you do that, but you don't have to run over there, exclusively run over there. You run there to fight better for your people wherever they at. Continuing. Once we create some type of trade organization among ourselves, we can then reach out to other black and brown Asiatic nations that are already cutting their ties from the U.S. Beast Corporation. China is doing big things right now, as well as other nations on the continent of Asia. I do know for sure that Mexico, Philippines, Panama has rushed to establish trade relations with the mighty China. Y'all can talk about China all day, all you want, but China ain't as dumb as y'all think. Especially not as dumb as you all are. Y'all don't see what's taking place on this earth. Question, what are the Asiatics of North America waiting for? We're still sitting around watching Atlanta Housewives and bullshit the empire while our women and youth are being brutally slaughtered in North America. They put a show out called Empire, and your dumb ass go watch that, and you ain't smart enough to reconstruct your own empire and run an empire. You rather watch a fictitious TV show called Empire than to restore your ancient empires back and rule. That's the Negro. That's the pathetic Negro. They rather watch a show, Dynasty, when that show was on. Niggas gotta run home and watch Dynasty. And you forgot that you had dynasties that you ain't running no more. And you ain't man enough or woman enough to formulate that and get back in that and run that. That's the basis of your problems. So you hypocrites. You hear people talk about going Dynasty. I got to go and watch Dynasty. Okay, and what the hell you get from that when you turn that shit off? What you got? You deserve to get shot by the police when you finish watching Dynasty. And go get your cup of coffee. Since you don't know what time it is, the times you in. If you was running the damn Dynasty, then maybe you can protect your damn self when that pig stepped to you. Your whole empire stomped the hell out of him. Physical empire. But you in their empire. They running the empire on you. Because you watching Dynasty. Ignorant Negro. So, the name of this monologue was appropriately Affidavit of Facts to the Federal Trade Commission in Washington, D.C. And you should have that document, or you can surely get it. Again, it should be a Word document attached to this particular email being sent to you. But all of that has to do with the time we're in now. I don't do something for nothing. I ain't just doing nothing. I'm doing something for a reason. I'm not sitting here just to be talking, to hear myself talk. I'm trying to relate to certain people who know what it is. If your spirit is active, then you'll know what the hell I'm saying. It ain't hard to tell. But if you still stuck on stupid, you run around here a damn grown man with a damn professional jersey on, Orioles, White Sox, grown ass nigga with a damn White Sox hat, White Sox jersey, White Sox drawers on. You advertising a damn $1 trillion corporation. What the hell are you getting from that? That's called advertising. You ain't getting paid nothing. You know how much these corporations pay to advertise for 30 seconds while doing them games? You gotta pay like $1 million for a damn 30-second commercial. And this nigga giving advertising energy, he advertising for these same devils for nothing. And he can run around and talk about who should have thrown the ball to the left. The nigga can talk 4 hours about what Michael Vick is doing and all that. You's an ignorant nigga. Hate to say it like that, but that's what it is. How's the youth gonna get anything from you? Same thing with you sisters. Watching that low frequency bullshit, Atlanta Housewives. And you sisters run around here with damn a cocaine white slut on your shirt, Marilyn Monroe. What you getting from that, sister? See the slut in her, you identify with the slut, because that's what you want to be subliminally. So she just assisting you to be the dumb black slut. She's a dumb white slut, teaching you how to be a dumb black slut. And that ain't hard to do, because that's what you want to be anyway. You don't want to come back to being no damn goddess. You ain't got no Assata Shakur on your shirt. Assata Shakur. You don't got Queen Cali on your shirt. The sister in which the state of California is derived from and made from. You don't even know who that is. I mean, how's a young sister 9 or 11? What are you teaching her with a cocaine white slut on your shirt? Marilyn Monroe. That bitch looks demented. What is that telling you and telling your child at the same time? That you need to suck the best dick, excuse the expression, the best penis to get what you need to get? That's what all this Beyonce BS is for. We run the world girls. Titties, ass, and coochie. That's what the white man's showing you to be. A plantation concubine. A bed wench. Betty Boop on your shirt. A grown ass woman with Betty Boop. You're supposed to be the mother of civilization. You're a crackhead hoe. That's what you are. That's what you showing. And them damn Asian stores are selling this bullshit. You don't see no Asian woman sporting no damn Marilyn Monroe on their shirt. How's that repping your race, your nation, your empire? Marilyn Monroe. How do you even relate to that trick? You're a low frequency black woman who want to be a slut. You want to be slutted out. That's what you saying, and that's what you portraying. That's what you saying, and that's what you portraying. You ain't hard to figure out. You've been tricked out. That's what all this damn Beyonce is all about. This black feminist shit that you can sell your behind and kick the race down. You done abandoned your family, sister. That's what it boils down. You ain't got to tell me. I'm telling you what you done. You can talk that conscious bullshit. Got dreads in your hair, and you know what I mean. Talking about you a vegan, but you got damn Marilyn Monroe on your shirt. You sick. You's a sick trick. Simple as that. You can't fool me that you portraying some damn consciousness, because you're not. Just like the Negroes with the earring in their ear. You nigga, you 45 years old with an earring in your ear, hat to the side, like you Dougie Fresh, with a damn again professional team on your shirt. Baltimore Orioles, Chicago White Sox, Chicago Bears, whatever. You ignorant to have somebody else, and then you got somebody's name on your back, Fluco and shit. That's epitome of ignorance. I can see you a mile away, you ignorant. I don't expect you to know shit. You don't look like shit from across the street. You repping a damn corporate professional team. Nigga, you should be repping the Olmecs. You should be repping Asiatics, commissions on your shirt. You know who you representing. You that ignorant to have a sports team on you? I know you ignorant. The time we supposed to be in, coming back to who we are. And you got that BS on your shirt. And sister, you ain't no better with Betty Boop on your shirt. You going backwards. You walking dead. And what's the youth supposed to see when they see your ignorant ass? Ignorant woman, 45 years old, still trying to be damn 18. You was ignorant when you was 18. This stuff got to stop, man. If we gonna come back to who we are, we need a serious damn exorcist on our damn minds and our behinds. Straight up. That stinking thinking got to go. Got to go. We are in perilous times, man. We in crucial condition. How we gonna raise the babies when the adults are screwed up? We gotta get your ass out the way. To save these babies, we gotta get these trifling adult Negroes out the way. Trifling. How you supposed to lead us to a brighter day? They can't do that when you got you damn Jezebel charlatans showing them how to be tricked out, how to be sluts. Y'all ain't coming in under the radar on me no more, you Jezebel trickstresses. See, I done told you, anybody who come against the natural Asiatic family, so-called black family, I'm coming against you. I don't give a damn who you are, what your title is, male or female. That's you talent and 10th Negroes. Greek sorority Negroes, Greek fraternity Negroes, you know who you are. It's over. Universe don't give a damn about your little Greek sorority. Greek fraternity. Universe is in this thing now. The war is universal and it's cosmological. Alright, the universe don't care that you done said an oath to the damn white man because he made you feel he's God. You know, you done did oral sex on a white man. The universe don't care about that. You can keep your lips on his penis while he go to hell. You go to hell with him, sister. You know who you sisters are. I ain't even gotta mention your name. Your new age of sisters going for that white man's riches. Serena Williams. See, you can give your seed up to the white man and marry him. Treason, especially for a damn original woman to do it. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all got a bigger responsibility not to let this cracker dirty your waters. You hold the waters of damn civilization. How about that? Not worried about what men are doing. We know men going up in white girls and making babies, but it ain't the same responsibility as you, sister. So don't even try it. But once again, we are in crucial shape, crucial condition. And if we're gonna change this, we gotta change our literature, change the way we think. We've been indoctrinated with this Nazi Fourth Reich indoctrination. We're under psychological manipulation. Our people are under mind control. You can see how they act. They're under mind control. They scared to act any honorable act. They scared. They scared. Niggas are scared. I don't know why the universe got your back. With 2012 being ushered in, the Mayan calendar again, which is your brown skin ancestors, which are descendants of the mighty Olmecs, told you that it's been predestined for an age of awareness to come in. They can't stop that. It's cosmological. If they could, they would. So they got to keep faking you out and bullshitting you with Donald Trump. That's what Donald Trump is in a nutshell. Okay? He's a chess move. He's put in to fake you out, to keep you in your low frequency mindset and put fear in you with their colonial weapons. That's all they got. But that's not going to last anymore. The little crackers, colonial machinations, little colonial guns, colonial police vessels. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beasts. That's not going to hold the gods and goddesses no more when they come back to who they are. You know the time. You can't fall for that physical fear anymore. When you know what time it is cosmologically, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. So you fear and divinity cannot share the same space, do not share the same space. It's time for our people to rise cosmologically. And ain't nothing they can do. If you spiritual, you know what time it is, you know what you got to do. Fear ain't one of them. Their reign is over. Their reign is over. It's time for the true gods and goddesses to rule and chastise this cracker. It's time for him to go. Because he is not the most powerful in this universe. He might have to jump on you in this third dimensional physical form with what? Legal trickery, legal slickery, colonial weapons. You got to shoot a brother 44 times in the back of the head. The world sees this. You ain't using law. Use a chump and use a coward. Little cracker face police, little 5'4" policeman. You so scared of a brother waking up 2 years, you got to put a bullet in his chest. What kind of punk are you? That's a coward. Give him a gun and let's have a damn shootout like the Wild Wild West. Take 6 steps back and draw, motherfucker. Give him that fair one. You want to shoot him in front of his child and stick your chest out like you did an honorable act. You's a racist punk. Aryan Nation fucking punk. Okay, but the odds about to be turned on you, man. When the people get the truth on them, they gonna be busting on you pigs left and right. And I don't make no apologies for what I say, and I have no condolences for you. Y'all brought this shit on. You don't want no static, damn it, don't bring none. Don't bring none. You ain't no match for somebody who know who they are cosmologically. They got something in them that you can't put no fear in them. You gonna actually pay a price trying to make them fear you. You gonna pay a price when the people wake up. It's time to put these pigs in checkmate. They were never lawfully authorized in the first place. You got to go. Y'all working for the beast. The beast on its way out. All remnants of the beast got to go, which is you colonial pig police. Okay? And your boy Donald Trump going, you can go with him. This Nazi regime ain't no match for the universe. When the gods know who they are in this universe, you gonna see it ain't no match. It ain't no match. You got things you can use metaphysically that'll crush these colonial damn devices. The little colonial gun they done made, which they've been using. That's nothing. Go to a high frequency, a high energy on their ass. There ain't gonna be nothing they can do. Which means astral planing, astral traveling, and astral projection. You know the cracker ain't got no pineal gland. He can't. His pineal gland is calcified. You know he can't astral travel. You know that. That's why he got to put his 9mm in your face and shoot your child in the chest and shoot your mother in the chest. Huh? That's an attempt to keep his colonial rule. Feeble attempt, but it's not gonna work. Huh? The universe then ushered in an age on their ass they cannot stop. They cannot stop what can't be stopped. They know the time. They gotta bullshit you that they still in control, but they're not. And if you still falling for that, that shows you the level you on. You in your damn Betty Boop shirt. You the ignorant nigga that's scared. You the ignorant slave that's still scared of the colonial white slave master. Because you don't know the cosmological time. You the ignorant brother, black slave that's still scared with an earring in your ear. Drinking some damn 40. With the damn Chicago White Sox on your chest. Jersey, you in a jersey. You the ignorant nigga that's holding your race back. Because you can't tell the youth the time we in. Youth can't assist us because they watching you low-life Negroes, male and female. You holding your race back. You ain't telling the youth that they're gods and goddesses. You ain't showing them they're gods and goddesses. What kind of God are you? You can't play both sides of the fence, brother or sister. Can't pretend you so elevated with all these dreadlocks in your hair and you got damn Betty Boop on your shirt. Marilyn Monroe. You sick. You's a sick trick. And it's about time to start doing a drop squad on you niggas. Get you out the way. Y'all in the way. You taking up space and taking up time. Taking up time and wasting space. It's a cleansing going down on this earth right now, especially for the natural Asiatic. To come back to who they are. There's no more middle. No more middle. The middle is gone. So you's a coward trying to hang in the middle. You just sign your own death wish. Your own fate. You sign your own fate. Ain't nobody even got to put a hand on you. Either come back or rule or get off the damn planet. That's the ultimatum for so-called Negroes, blacks, coloreds, and African Americans. No more middle. Get on the left or get on the right. Either rule or be ruled. No middle. It's time for you to rule. According to the cosmological time, damn it, it's time for you to rule again. It's coming back around to you to rule. A lot of you suckers are scared of that word, rule. Oh no, brother, we ain't gonna rule. You ain't gonna rule, and then damn it, you trying to be ruled. Then get out my face. I need to stop busting on you, man, because you in the way. Get out my damn way. Get out the way. You in the way. Get out the universe's way. That's what this is boiling down to. You run up on these damn sick Christians, sicko Christians. The youth is done been brain damaged. You try to tell them they're gods serving the Most High God. No, I'm not a god. No, what the hell are you talking about? Man, get out my goddamn way. You don't think you a god on this earth? You a god of something. You're a god of indoctrination. You're a foolish god, but you're a god. You're a god of something. You can't turn that off. You are, damn it, you are a god of something. Either you're a god of being trifling, or you're a god of righteousness. But damn it, you a god of something. Don't tell me you ain't a god. You irresponsible. You want to spit that Christian bullshit, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. You want to run around saying you're a child of God. How the hell can you be a child of something you're not? You got to be some variation of a God being a child of God. Meaning you're in the bloodline of a God. Damn it, you're a God. You saying it your own self, saying you're a child of God. Me and you saying the same thing. You saying you're a child of God, and damn it, I'm telling you, you're a God serving the Most High God. But when I say the same thing you saying, you get nervous and run. I can tell a Christian a mile away. I can tell him. I can tell how you live. I can tell the energy, the aura that comes from you, what you are. That's how shallow y'all are. I know what y'all are. I had a young brother step to me saying he has a YouTube that he wants me to check out. And I asked the young Christian brother, I knew he was a Christian. Little sissy soft Christian. Sissy soft sucker Christian. I asked the young brother, what in the YouTube do you want me to see? I mean, he stepped to me like a god. I can respect that. Hey man, I got some information I want you to see. That's respect. Meaning you got something, you're a god, you know what you got. And you want somebody to see it. That's what gods do. But then I asked the young brother, okay, what's the YouTube about? Oh man, you know, I'm gonna let you see it, man. I ain't gonna tell you, but no, tell me about it. If you're a god, tell me what you project me to look at. Tell me what I'm expected to feel when I look at your material. That's what gods do. And he couldn't even articulate it. Oh man, I'll let you watch it, man. Okay, well, I ain't gonna watch this bullshit. You step to me like a god, forceful, which is good. Confirmation that you did something. The fact that you did something is a god. Gods do shit. The fact that you put a YouTube together, damn it, is an act of a god. So don't tell me you ain't a god. You do shit every day. You eat, sleep, and crap every day. God is an action. Is an action word. You do stuff every day. You got to do something. You got to drink water. You got to walk to the mall. You know you're going to the mall. Gods do things based on knowledge. So you are a god or something. What kind of god you are, that's what we proving now. You know, I'm testing what kind of god you are. And then you want to get flimsy and run. Put your tail between your legs and run up under the goddamn bed. This is what Christianity done to our youth. It's one thing for you to be an old, chitlin eating pig feet Negro. Tired ass nigga. Nigga, get out the way. Don't do it to the youth. We need the youth. Youth are special energy that's supposed to be taking us to a bigger and brighter day. When you done tricked them out and brain damaged them, I know we done. So the brother, I'm telling the brother he's a god. No, I'm not a god. I'm not a god. Well, how did you just step to me with confirmation that you have something you want me to look at that you put together? You got to be a god. I'm just trying to get to a god of what? There's no question that you are a god, young man. But he's so busy battling that. That threw me off. I don't want to see what you got then. I didn't look at his YouTube yet. Then I reciprocated like a god and said, okay, goddammit, I'm going to give you something. And I told him, I am a god serving the Most High God. You don't know what you are, goddammit, I am. And I'm going to give you something with the force like you gave me. I'm going to give you something and tell you what you're going to feel that I intend for you to feel. Because as a god, I know what I put in there for you to feel. I can command what you feel, what I put in there. You don't want to see it, then damn it, eject from it and leave it alone. But it's still there. You see, so we conflicted with that. It's a conflict. You don't know you a god or a goddess, young man and young woman, then you got a problem right there. That's your problem right there in the universe. Because you all are most certainly gods and goddesses serving the Most High God and Goddess. Okay? They don't want to tell you that because this damn leecher running around trying to be God, screwing all the women and making all the damn money. Of course he don't want you to know you a god. Because the fake gods that are running this world want to run around and be God like Donald Trump. That motherfucker's playing God. I tell you, the gods are at war. The gods are at war. Part of them warring on you is psyching you out that you the real God. So you can run around here with your tail between your legs like a punk. Making, a slave, a wage earner, making slave wages as an employee. You're a devolved God. And these crackers running around, Mitt Romney, Hillary Clinton, and them playing God on this earth, kicking you in your ass, eating lobster and shrimp every day, buying $25 million condos, and your ass somewhere making damn $11 an hour as an employee. They're the employers employing you. Employee, slave, servant, employer, master, God, slave master, aka God. So you do the math. And these fake Jews running around that they the chosen people of God. Slave masters. They need some subjects. That's why they got to put in your brain that you're inferior, genetically or otherwise, economically otherwise. Black people, it's been proven that black people are just inferior. Their brain size, bullshit. No, it's been proven that we superior to your monkey ass, your monkey grafted ass. Okay? But they good at psychology. Tarzan, Wonder Woman, the little cracker-faced mermaid. They talking about you. But they don't need you to know that they're talking about you. They standing in your shoes. Adolf Hitler. Aryan nation bullshit. You show me a master race, unnatural and genetically recessive. That don't even add up. You ain't got no melanin, cracker. You ain't no master nothing. You genetically recessive. The sun kicking your ass. I ain't even got to get to you yet. And I roll with the sun. If the sun getting you, and I'm a person of the sun, you know what you're going to get when you get to me. You're going to get an extra ass whooping. Because I got a biological relationship with the sun. Solar relationship with the sun. Meaning we don't even have to put our hands on this cracker. Okay, that's why they putting their hands on you. They're the ones offensive. Got to go on the offense, defense, and offense. They know who you are. If you came back to who you are, they be done just by the intellectual energy of who you are, the biological energy. They wouldn't even be to mess with you. They can't even mess with you straight up. So they gotta start doing blows on you, attacking you, physically attacking you. It's not gonna stop. Asiatics and non-Asiatics are at war. That's what y'all don't understand. Chaos has been unleashed with creating this cracker. And y'all want to love them back to death and oh, they all ain't the same bullshit. If you get bit by a snake, then every snake, you should be skeptical of every damn snake. You don't say, oh, well, this snake is good. Ain't no good snake and bad snake. You put them all in the same category so you can watch their ass. That's what you got to do with this cracker. You lump them all in one sum and put it so you can keep your eye on them. For your defense, for the sake of your defense, to defend yourself. You at war. And war is principle. You ain't got no time. You ain't got no time at war to be flimsy. Flim-flamming. And war principles must take their place. You start thinking emotional in war, you're gonna lose. You see? So we at war. We ain't been at war in so long, man, till we wanna, in war you can F around and play around all you want. You're gonna be a casualty. That's what our race is. I'm tired of being a damn casualty at war, victim of war. I need to be the victor, V-I-C-T-O-R. And all signs point towards you becoming the victor and getting the victory. You need a victory. So-called black man, so-called black woman. We ain't had a victory in so long, man. We in a rut. They got us in a rut. So that's what it is. Again, I hope this monologue shed some things on how we need to be conducting ourselves with the cosmological times. I mean, you don't get with who you are, man. You need to be wiped off this earth. You don't know who you are, that's a death sentence for you. Especially cosmologically and astrologically. Because that's what it's always been about. So, once again, Amin Rael. Again, the name of this monologue would be Affidavit of Facts to the Federal Trade Commission in Washington, D.C. We're in a very revelatory time, very revealing time, divine time. What are we licking boots for? Licking butts and licking boots for? There's no reason. Again, the cosmos got your back. You got the who, what, when, where, why, and how of what the United States done to you. Okay, put in a claim. You're in a prime position to put in a claim. A claim is very serious energy, very special energy in the world and in the world of commerce. You have the potential to put in the biggest claim on this planet. They owe you, these corporations. And you can take everything they got when you know who you are. You the creditor, They're the debtor. They psychologically manipulated you into thinking you the damn debtor. What a shame. And they done robbed every damn thing you got. Theft by conversion. Okay? You the creditor. And the only thing left right now when you get this knowledge in you is to put in a claim. And they're so scared of you putting that claim in till they're murdering you. They're salvaging you. They're killing you. A dead man makes no claims. Y'all don't understand that. The Georgia Guidestones had already told you how much they want to depopulate this earth, especially the true creditors. That's all they've been doing around the planet. Whether that be in Brazil, they're killing indigenous people wholesale so they can do what? Get that land, entitlement to land. See, they have this freak-faced white man, freak-faced white race has no entitlements on this earth. They know that. The entitlements done been sealed with a natural hereditary caste system. That's you. Your genotype, phenotype, and blood type gives you entitlements on this natural earth. They are not natural to this earth or this natural universe. Where they gonna get natural entitlements from? Nature ain't gonna give it to them. This is what these suckers have done. Your genotype, phenotype, blood type, DNA type gives you is evidence of inheritances. You are heirs to a will, which is really the natural earth. You have an inheritance that they don't have and can't get, especially not by no natural means. Okay? You are first in time, which is first in line. Again, in real estate, when you want to find out who has a claim on a piece of property or whatever, first in time is first in line. You got to find out who's first in time. Who has a claim on it first? You do. They're the Johnny-come-latelys. They don't get no damn first dibs of nothing on this land, on this natural earth, whether it be minerals or nothing. Everything is natural. They're not. Oxygen, elements, the food. They done flipped it. They done flipped it through their trickery and slickery, man, where they got first dibs. They done created this unnatural entitlement. How did they do that? They had to alter yours. They had to alter yours. They can't get it if they bought it. So they had to psych you out of your natural entitlements so they can have some type of semblance of entitlement through fraud. They still don't have it. It's bogus entitlements. You don't understand that. They get no entitlements, no natural entitlements. So they got to create a semblance of entitlements. They still don't have it. But they create a color of law. They create a semblance, a color of entitlements, your entitlements. One of the ways they do it is take your name. You can't come back and get your inheritance in names that don't belong to you. Labels, colonial labels. Negro, black, colored, African American. Those names, you can't use them names to evidence your entitlement. When somebody left you a will, you got to use the names and characteristics that the person who left you the will set up. Okay? You can't get your inheritances in colonial names, surnames, Harris, Dixon, Harris, Johnson. That's evidence that you've been altered out of your inheritance. You can't be calling yourself black, Negro, colored. Evidence that you've been altered out of your inheritance. And you too scared to get back in the qualifications to get your inheritance. Which is why these damn albino grafted mice are playing all over the place. When the cat is away, Lion of Judah, the damn rats will play. That's what they are, rats. Albino grafted rats. As in rat line, which the Pope gave his little rat follower, little dirty rat bastard, Adolf Hitler. Okay? The head rat gave his smaller rat a rat line and protected him because he's the top rat, the Pope. Wasn't one of their names Ratzinger? So anyway, we coming on the 3-hour mark. I'm gonna cut it short. And I will see y'all again. And as it comes, I don't do these things on a regular basis. I try to do it to counter counter all this BS of Donald Trump and his crew, Nazi scumbag crew, to let you know that they ain't nothing but something to do. It's checkmate. We're playing chess, not checkers. And we ain't playing no crooked card game. That's where they win, with a crooked card game and a crooked casino. The state is a crooked card dealer. Get out the casino. The crooked dealer gonna win every time when you're on his turf. Checkmate is behind. You switch the game on them. Chess, checkmate, and checkmate them. That's what the universe is doing. Once again, I'm Amin Rael. Hopefully I said something that you all can equate to. The family is a business. Our family is in trouble. The family is a business. We're not operating the family as a business. They are. That's why you see Donald Trump, bringing all his damn son-in-law, Jared Kushner, war criminals, and giving them anything they want, much money as they want, all these contracts going to them, and your family catching hell and dying. You clearly see that it's something, a methodology they're using your methodology. Family has always been the first business, the first corporation, family. And they murdering your family, and they're using the principles of success, which is really hereditary. Learn yourself, love yourself. They proud of their ancestry back to some kind of king of England or queen of England. All of them, these US presidents, go back to some damn king of England. That's bloodline. Bush and all of them. They honor their mothers and fathers. What you should see is a direct correlation of why you suffering and catching hell. You don't honor yours. They proud to give their offspring something, leave something for their progeny. You ain't got nothing to leave your offspring. So we got that stinking thinking, and that's over with. Today is a new day and a new way. You know what Teddy Pendergrass song say? Wake up, everybody! Time to teach a new way. You can't teach a new way, sister, when you 45 years old with damn Betty Boop on your shirt, still wearing spandex to show your flabby behind. You know, your stomach hanging out with all them damn ripples coming from under your damn shirt. You garbage. You ain't teaching no new way. You garbage. You need to be put out the way. Same thing with you, brother. You garbage with a hat to the side with a damn earring in your ear, trying to be fucking Dougie Fresh. Excuse my French. You ain't teaching new way. You trying to be a pimp you never was, telling them old pimp stories. Them youth don't need to see you. Get the hell out the way. You're taking up space. Today is a new day, a new age of Aquarius. Once again, Amin Rael. I'm out. Catch me in the whirlwind.